Hey, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. I am back after one hell of a wild night last night. Okay. Spent a lot of money in Tommy Bahama. I went shopping. I went up by myself. No problem. Got to listen to the Taylor Swift CD. I'm learning all the words. I love that album. I really do. But let me tell you about the concert, okay? We went to see like a bunch of 90s acts like Snap, Crystal Waters, Real McCoy, Hadaway. I think the best ones were Crystal Waters actually met because I booked her for a small gay event, a pride event near me. And when I was being a producer, I booked all these acts and I got to book her, which was kind of cool because she came to Holyoke for cheap money. She was actually really good as a performer, and she's still good. This was like 12 years ago that we had her perform, and she was awesome. I tell you, that was like the highlight of the night last night was her, and even Snap, which I didn't even expect Snap to be that good, but that Turbo B knows how to rap. He was like scat man. It was very good, and it looked like the real group. Like some of them looked like they just inserted some big voice singers, the females, and the men seemed kind of like Hadaway seemed exhausted. He seemed like, what is love? Like it sounded like I don't know, James Brown, like the way that he sung. And he actually sang What Is Love twice, so I don't understand that. Okay, sing the song twice out of what, 4 songs that you have? I don't think so. But my mild shopping spree at Tommy Bahama, I spent $500 in 30 minutes. Anne came up to me as soon as I walked in the store. It's like they can smell it. I had an awesome Italian dinner. The club. Let me tell you about Avalon at Mohegan. Whew. Straight lesbians, as I like to call them. You get drunk, liquid lesbians. And this one, she looked like she was in silver, glittery dress with a top hat, looking like Matt Damon in the Liberace movie. And she just was like eating someone's foot, a female, and then she was down there. And I got to see more than I wanted. They were like not wearing underwear, and I saw like her entire ass. It was like not pretty, but it was the other, the women, they're like 20 years old and they wear those, you can just basically see their bottom halves. I mean, that's okay. When I was 20, I walked around naked too. But like when you're 50, cover it. Yeah, you learn to cover it up like I'm doing. All right. And when we were in the room, I had to sleep with 3 other women, which I don't even sleep with one, never mind 3. The warring lesbians. And one of them was sick. I felt bad. She had like a flu or something. She was so out of it that she had neck pain, and she put my foot gel that I wear when I'm hurting from walking around all day on her neck. I have like my smelly, dirty feet on here, and she's like this. She was always in this bio-freeze. I'm like, no. Yeah, she was out of it. So, and then the woman, my mental health counselor, came with me. I haven't been in bed with a woman. I mean, not that I was in bed, not that way, but we slept together. Not slept together, but slept in the same bed. And I haven't been with a woman like that, like just in bed. Okay, this is what it was like. She fell asleep like in 3 minutes, and it was snoring. You know how when you fall asleep and then the snorer falls asleep first? I'm like, oh, I can't do this. It sounded like a 747 landing on the runway. And then she kept fidgeting like a fish out of water. I was like, what's wrong with you? So I kind of didn't get much sleep, but you can't really tell. I'm still energetic. So that's about it but I had such a good time. The dinner was great. I had a great Italian dinner, and, Tommy Bahama, I got some new clothes. I spent really just over $200 in cash. I won $300 for work. So it was basically a couple of free items of clothing. The Nobel Peace Prize goes to not Donald Trump. I'm sure he's thrilled. It was Maria Corina Machado. And I guess she gave him a shout out for something. She got it for promoting democratic rights in Venezuela. I'm sure he was thrilled. And, quote, for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. With us in the United States, it's the opposite. From democracy to dictatorship. Well, if there's ever an unpeace prize, we can give it to him. Who knows? RFK and Trump Now link circumcision to autism. Speaking of autism, I gave myself a headache at that concert. I was screaming so loud, and the music was so loud. Then we went to the club, and it was so loud. I needed the autism medicine. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. So, yes, besides Tylenol, it's circumcision, which I never had to go through, thankfully. They basically are saying we're going to do studies now to back up the claim. So it's the opposite of what normally the studies usually are there first, and then you make the claims. But now, okay, we're making the claims. Now we're going to study it. Wow. Okay, whatever. But I guess they said, not me, that boys who are circumcised have twice the risk of, are you going to attack me? Your eyes look kind of crazy. Okay, Dee, be careful. I'm doing my show. And maybe Governor Pritzker is right, because he's starting to say that Trump is demented and Trump wants him jailed, of course. What else is new? Trump said he wants to be good to prove to God that he's worthy of going to heaven. Yeah, no. He's obsessed with going to heaven. I mean, really, if you're that worried about not being accepted into heaven, I mean, why don't you act like it instead of waking up trying to ruin people's lives every day and being so damn miserable? Misery loves company. That should be his picture under the word misery. I'm telling you, I don't get it. Stevie, come on. All right, that's it. I had to spray her. Get out. Okay. The song Elizabeth Taylor, which I told you about last week with Taylor Swift. Her son, Elizabeth Taylor's son, compared Taylor Swift to Elizabeth Taylor, her persona, that kind of thing. And so Taylor grew up idolizing her or whatever. And her parents, Taylor's parents, sent her a clip of Elizabeth Taylor's son saying that. She was in the car with Travis and made the driver stop because she had an idea for the song. She gets out and then sings into her phone. I mean, that's like what John Lennon basically did. He'd wake up in the middle of the night and write. And that's basically what I do when I'm thinking of something to say. I'm not like them, but I'm just saying, when creative people, that's what they do, because you don't know, unlike at my age, that once that thought's in there and then it goes away, I don't know that I can retrieve it again. I have no clue. But I love that song. The whole album makes me happy. On Patrol Live, yeah, don't start. You're gone. On Patrol Live, a cop stopped a vehicle and another car rammed right into him, okay? The guy gets out like a little wobbly. You could tell been drinking. And the cop was so calm. He's like, he said he was drinking. The guy admitted he was drinking. And that he took weed pills. What are weed pills? You mean gummies? 2 minutes later, he said he hit the cop car on purpose. And then said he did it because he hates cops. I'll give the guy an A for honesty. I mean, that's unbelievable. I've never seen anybody act like that. It was hysterical. In Newsweek, a new study concluded the 3 most dangerous states in the United States are Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. My favorite. Where's the military? Not there. This is according to Wallet Hub. So they're talking about financial safety, emergency preparedness. Louisiana's the least safe. Got 36 out of 100. The safest is Vermont. That's because no one's there but trees. Massachusetts, the massholes are safe. Number 2, and New Hampshire, number 3. Okay, baby. We're in it. Jon Stewart called Chuck Schumer a human flat tire, which I think is hysterical. Yeah, Congress is getting paid no matter what. While these servicemen and women, it's just somebody ambushed Mike Johnson, dickless, on, I forget what show it was. It was ABC, maybe this week with George Stephanopoulos. And Mike just blamed the Democrats. And, 30% are buying that shit. Most of us aren't. But the Democrats said they'd come back and just sign that standalone bill to get the military paid. The Republicans are like, forget it. So I love that the Democrats are playing hardball, saying, no, we're not going to open the government. You extend the tax subsidies, the healthcare subsidies. And the Republicans wanted to just do it for a year, which I heard. And I think that's just because of the midterms. Then they go back to screwing us. But I like that the Democrats are showing some backbone, and I'm willing to suffer for it. So he's bleeding support now. Trump is bleeding support from baby boomers. He's getting it from Gen Z males, but I guess the baby boomers are finally waking up out of their slumber. Department of Homeland Security. Stevie, What's going on over there? Christy Nome and staff were denied entry to use the bathroom. Okay, that could have been bad. Reminds me of Catholic school. At the Village of Broadview Municipal Building, Governor Pritzker, they blamed him, but he has nothing to do with that. Of course, she accused him of not being cooperative, really. So this is a war on your bladder. It can cause UTIs. I'm not into like withholding bathroom privileges. That's Catholic school. I'm spraying her. Sorry. She's out of control. She's punishing me because I went away for one night. One night I got punished for this cat. You know, she doesn't eat when I'm gone. I feel bad, but like, I got to get away sometimes. She's so needy. Stephen Miller was on CNN saying, oh, this was good. I saw this on video because I couldn't believe it. Trump had Plenary Authority. I had to look it up. I don't know what Plenary Authority is. And he, quote, under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority. And then he stopped dead, like someone was in his ear going, Stephen, you sound like a Nazi. He stopped talking, and then the host was like, Stephen, Boris Sanchez, Stephen. And then, can you hear me? No, he stopped talking. Anyway, then he blabbed on that the White House will, quote, abide by the ruling insofar as it affects the covered parties. I don't know, just to hear him talk, he's just so, you know how Bush's brain was Karl Rove? Well, Trump's brain is Stephen Miller. According to Harry Cockburn for Newsweek, Plenary Authority, this is what he says, quote, with its sweeping, unchecked assumption of power, has previously been compared to the powers to rule by decree forced through by the governments of dictators. Really? Are you surprised? Including Benito Mussolini and Hitler. Well, yeah, no kidding. Adolf Hitler used it in the 1933 Enabling Act, a law passed by German parliament. The Reichstag granted Hitler can I pronounce this after this kind of night? Dictatorial powers. I sound like Trump trying to pronounce acetaminophen. I gotta not do the big words right now because I haven't slept. Giving his cabinet the right legally to enact laws without parliamentary involvement. I'm doing all right for no sleep. Man, it was late night last night. Ooh, crazy. I don't know. I'm 60, and I celebrated pretty good. I don't drink or anything, but I was just looking at, you're so old because you look at the people in there and they're in their 20s. It's unbelievable. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be like that Matt Damon chick. She was like making out, grinding, eating, sucking on feet. It was very like disgusting. Someone was filming it. I don't think she knows what she did. According to Science Focus, according to the scientists in a new study, men who spend less energy on sex and more on raising their children, good luck with that, live longer. Yeah, that was published in Science Advances, examined 1,000 animal species to find common traits where one sex outlives another. This is women outlive men. So women live on average 5.4 years longer than the guys. 72% of mammals, females outlast males counterparts by an average of 12%. Only male birds live longer by 5%. The male birds are more attractive too. Maybe they have to attract the females. I don't know. Okay, let me go back to Taylor just for a minute because I got my Swiftie. Listen, I'm done with you. I'm done with you today. Go in your room. Go lock yourself in. What was that from? Mommy Dearest? Go back in your bed. Strap yourself in. Okay, The Life of a Showgirl. Swift's album made history, of course. Her first single, I love that song, The Fate of Ophelia. Yeah, it just rings with me, I love it. Then Elizabeth Taylor second, but I love the whole album. Whew. She called the question, can I read this? I don't know. That this could be her last. Oh, yeah. Somebody asked her if this could be her last album. And she said, that's shockingly offensive. That I'm just going to get married, have a kid. Well, that's what we're afraid of. You know how women, you're ruined. Once a guy gets you. I say that the opposite. Once a woman gets me, I'm ruined. On BBC Radio, broke Spotify records. The Fate of Ophelia for most streamed. I think they got like 800 million for the album. 800 million streams in 6 days. So it's like amazing. I mean, She just is amazing. I didn't see her new movie. Isn't it just out for the weekend? Okay. So actually romantic, that song. I didn't know it was about a woman. So it's about Charlie XCX. And I kind of liked her. I thought she was nice and edgy, but the way Taylor talks about her, she opened for Taylor Swift on the Reputation tour. And she talks about when the coke got your brain. So I guess she does coke or did coke. And I guess Taylor's responding to the Brat song, Sympathy is a Knife. She said she couldn't deal with seeing Taylor or whatever. Anyway, Swift dated the bandmate Matt Healy. Remember this before Travis. And that's Charlie's hubby's bandmate or something. So I guess I don't know if they're like enemies or something, but she wrote a song saying she was sick of seeing Taylor and she was glad that this is what Taylor said. She was glad that Matt ghosted her. And listen, you get Taylor Swift mad. I wouldn't want to get her mad. She just gets you back in her songs. So says like, don't want to see her backstage at my BF's, my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick. So Taylor just, okay. So this is what she writes. Like she called her a boring Barbie. Taylor's not boring. I don't think she's boring. And I just think she's so funny. She listens to the words and actually romantic. I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got your brain. High-fived my ex and then said you're glad he ghosted me. Wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face. She's awesome. She is a great writer. And then somebody tells me in a meeting, I don't know, all these haters hating Taylor Swift for no reason. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. You know, what kind of people are they? Really, Stevie? No, go away. Go away for 5 minutes. Yeah. So I just don't getting that upset. And then he said to me, oh, she didn't write the music or she something like that. I'm like, oh, she lifted the music off something. I'm like, you get your news from Facebook. You know, I can't even talk to them. I just want to just block them all because they're insane. And I don't want to listen to it. So Mike Johnson, this is according to The Hill, Dickless. You know I call him Dickless. He said Bad Bunny is a terrible decision. He doesn't know Bad Bunny, whatever. Anyway, just go ahead, toe that party line for the Super Bowl. Suggests we get Lee Greenwood. Who the F is Lee Greenwood? He's 80 something years old. Yeah, right. Let the Republicans run the country. See what we're going to get. And what about Mark Sanchez, the former quarterback for the Jets and the Commanders? Facing a felony charge for beating up some old truck driver, 69-year-old guy. He has stabbed or something. Oh my God. He was the aggressor. I don't know what's going on, but like seeing them in the hospital, I guess he was like arrested in the hospital over parking, like he took issue with the way the guy, they're both drunk. I don't know. Not they're both drunk, but he was drunk. A Rhode Island foot doctor potentially on Housewives of Rhode Island facing domestic violence charges for putting an electronic tracking device on a car without consent. Obviously without consent. Who the hell said, yeah, put a tracking device on my car, please? Brian Pontarelli. Okay, we know what nationality. Hubby of Rula. I don't know her name, whatever. According to WJAR, she filed a no contact order. So we don't know if it was her car, but I'm guessing. Most likely. So she's filmed with the show, but we don't know if she's on the show. But I just think that's hysterical. Stevie, what is wrong with you? Come on. Give me 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Keith Olbermann, before I go. Keith Olbermann went wild on CNN. Remember I talked about this guy? On Scott Jennings, because he was picking on Taylor Swift. So now I got a beef with him. So he deleted it. He said, you're next mother effer. So I don't know if that was like a threat or... Okay, my mental health counselor. Not now. Anyway, I guess he threatened him, but I think he meant your job is next because, you know, the Republicans are gleeful right now that they're going after Dems. And I think Keith meant it that way, but you got to be careful who you threaten or how it's taken, you know? Yeah, he said, your career is next, Jennings. Send a tape to Real America's Voice clarifying the perceived threat. Then Scott tagged Crazy Eyes, Kash Patel, to try to get him maybe fired wherever he's working. He used to work for MSNBC, didn't he? And CNN, I think. And then he said, but keep mugging for the camera, amateur. Okay, don't get so upset over this guy. Like, who cares? Who cares about him? He called Taylor Swift like a has-been and that she was too old. Really? He just sits there and smug. He's got a smug face whenever a liberal's talking. And then you see him like smiling with Trump. It's like, don't you feel like you have no penis when you're in Trump's like company? When you see them all lick him, that's what I want to say, lick him, because that's what it is, licking his boots. It's just embarrassing as a man. I can't imagine like even being that. I've never like done that with a boss, and I've seen other, it's a white man. It's really a white man thing. I've seen it like in past couple of bosses, by the way, where you really can't have your own point of view, or, it's like, really? This is how you get ahead, huh? Because it's so phony to kiss somebody's butt. Anyway. So let me just continue this and then I'll stop. He responded to Jennings' tweet about Kimmel being pulled. And then he posted, now we get the fascists off real TV. But no, it's not going to happen that way, Olbermann. The Republicans are in charge. And then Olbermann said, burn in hell, Sinclair, alongside Charlie Kirk. They're getting too crazy. That's just too much. The voice of reason, Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying she's listening to her constituents. Let's take off our Republican and Democrat jerseys and work together as a team. She's acting normal, like saying that we should restore the healthcare subsidies or just extend them. They haven't been run out until the end of the year. But she said not a single Republican in leadership talked to us about this or has given us a plan to help Americans deal with their health insurance premiums doubling, more like quadrupling. She said her kids are facing that. Everybody's facing it. I'm facing like a $500 increase. I mean, I don't know. I just think I'm on the right side of Marjorie Taylor Greene. That just kind of says it all right there. All right, guys, I'm sorry I went long and I can't believe I had this much energy, but thank you for watching, and just wanted to tell you about my busy weekend. Bye-bye. Love you.